History is filled with stories of people pushed to their limits, lost, stranded, or caught in war, cut off from supplies and civilization. In these moments, the wild becomes more than scenery. It's a lifeline, a pantry of hidden possibilities. Survival means seeing the forest with new eyes. Every plant, root, and tree becomes a potential meal. Imagine being alone in a vast, unfamiliar forest, hunger gnawing at you, forced to rely on whatever nature provides. Soldiers, explorers, and families fleeing conflict all face this challenge, learning to live off the land fast. Their skills and quick learning often meant the difference between life and death. Consider the Jeannette expedition, stranded in the Arctic, surviving on seals, polar bears, and even tiny plants. Or W-2 airmen parachuting into dense jungles, forced to identify edible plants or risk poisoning. These aren't just old stories, they're lessons in resourcefulness and resilience. The forest floor, often ignored, is a complex tapestry of food and hope for those who know where to look. For the desperate, even a patch of weeds can be a beacon, a meal that fuels both body and spirit. Foraging isn't just a leisurely stroll for berries, it's a vital survival skill. In a crisis, foraging means actively searching for wild food to secure calories and nutrients. It's about reading the landscape as a map of nourishment, not just scenery. There's recreational foraging, but also military foraging, armies supplementing rations from the land. Most critical is survival foraging, a desperate, focused hunt for anything edible, from roots to insects. Foraging is distinct from hunting or stealing. It's about gathering from nature's pantry, not taking from others. Success depends on knowledge, identifying plants with certainty, knowing what's edible, and how to prepare it safely. Mistakes can be fatal, so foragers must be precise and cautious. Foraging is an active engagement with the wild, a partnership built on respect and understanding. It's not passive, it's a dialogue with the land, taking only what's needed to ensure life continues. The forager's greatest tools are intellect and senses. Foraging is a fundamental human skill, one our ancestors relied on, and one that remains vital today. It's about survival, not just sustenance. In the wild, knowledge is your best weapon. The Lewis and Clark expedition is a masterclass in survival through foraging. Their journey across uncharted America depended on supplementing rations with wild plants. They learned from Native Americans, like the Nez Perce, about vital foods such as the camas lily, rich in carbohydrates. But the edible camas closely resembles the deadly death camas, making accurate identification a matter of life and death. Their journals detail not gourmet meals, but the relentless search for calories, roots, wild onions, fruits, and nuts. Nicholas Creswell, lost on the frontier, survived on slippery elm bark and wild roots, proof that survival is about finding energy, not flavor. Foraging meant learning from locals, observing and documenting everything. Their success was built on adaptability, respect for indigenous knowledge, and meticulous attention to detail. These stories remind us, survival foraging is about knowledge, observation, and the will to endure. Their journals are survival manuals written on the trail. Spring looks abundant, but for survivors, it's often the hardest season, the hunger gap. Winter stores are gone, and new growth is just beginning, offering little real sustenance. The landscape teases with green, but most plants are too small or even poisonous. Animals are lean, and calories are scarce. Our ancestors knew this challenge well, relying on deep knowledge to find the few edible roots or preserved foods left. For modern survivors, the green promise of spring can be dangerously misleading. Knowing not just what's edible, but when it's edible, is crucial. The hunger gap teaches, survival means understanding nature's true rhythms, not just its appearances. The stinging nettle, often avoided for its painful rash, is a springtime lifesaver for the savvy forager. Young nettle shoots are packed with vitamins, iron, and protein, emerging when little else is available. Harvested early and cooked, nettles lose their sting and become a nutritious, spinach-like green. Historically, nettles have saved lives during famine, providing both food and strong fibers for tools. For survivors, turning a weed into a meal is a morale boost, a victory of knowledge over fear. A simple nettle soup can warm the body and spirit, proving that survival is about transforming danger into resource. The nettle is a perfect example. With the right knowledge, even a painful plant becomes a lifeline. Indigenous peoples of North America mastered survival through deep, region-specific knowledge of plants and animals. Their wisdom, passed down for generations, was the foundation of thriving in every landscape, from forests to deserts. Guides like Sacagawea were crucial to explorers, identifying edible and medicinal plants that others would overlook. Each tribe's knowledge was tailored to their environment, turning every region into a place of abundance. This teaches us, survival depends on local knowledge, built through observation and respect for the land. Books offer principles, but true skill comes from experience and connection to place. The greatest survival wisdom is learning to listen to the land itself. Finding wild food is only half the battle. Preparing it safely is just as vital. Many plants are inedible or toxic raw. Cooking unlocks nutrition and removes dangers. Survival cooking is about improvisation, boiling in bark containers, roasting roots in embers, or using hot stones to heat water. Broths and soups extract nutrients from tough greens and roots, while also purifying water. Roasting makes roots sweeter and more digestible, requiring only a fire and patience. The goal isn't gourmet meals, but maximum energy and safety. Simple methods, boiling, stewing, roasting, have sustained humans for millennia. In survival, these ancient skills turn the wild's raw offerings into life-sustaining fuel. Survival food isn't about taste. It's about staying alive. Wild foods are often bitter, tough, or bland, eaten for calories, not pleasure. Acorns, for example, require laborious processing to remove bitterness, but provide vital fats and carbs. Pine cambium and cattail roots are edible, but far from delicious, yet they've saved countless lives. The work is hard, and the reward is simple. Sustenance, not delicacy. Accepting this reality is key to survival. Food becomes fuel, not comfort. Each mouthful, no matter how unappetizing, is a victory over hunger. Learning to value these foods for their life-saving power is a psychological tool. The taste of survival is hope, a promise of another day. In the wild, every bite is proof of your will to endure. Survival stories are more than adventures. They're lessons in resilience and ingenuity. For most of human history, we were all foragers, shaped by the challenge of finding food in the wild. Relearning these skills reconnects us to our roots and changes how we see the world. Foraging fosters self-reliance, confidence, and a deeper appreciation for nature's complexity. These skills aren't just for emergencies. They enrich our lives and inspire us to protect wild places. The greatest lesson is perseverance. Even in the darkest times, knowledge and willpower light the path forward. The courage of those who survived before us is a reminder of what's possible. With respect for the land and the right knowledge, the human spirit can overcome anything.